I said, you know what, let's push it even further. Let's go to 120 day. Traditionally, we want to make sure that the cup is facing to the guest. The salmon is like second to none. And I didn't understand why, but then I tasted it. It adds a whole nother level. Today, we'll be showing you the oyster, salmon, as well as the steak dishes from the Three-Headed Monster dinner on May 22nd.
Menu. And this is the Three-Headed Monster menu. Is there a dish on this menu you're like so excited about?
All the savory dishes, and I know this sounds like a cop-out, but it's just like, it's who I am. I mean, everything brings everything to the table, you know, especially with the wines that they're being paired with, and just the winemakers themselves and the wineries themselves. So this goes to the John Cusack movie, High Fidelity. There's a point at the end of the movie where he's making a mixed tape for his girlfriend. So you don't want to start off anything too big, but then you don't want to start off so low. So I'm like, okay, let's go with something classic that's fun, but everybody will get. So I was like, oysters, cushy, they're nice, they're small, they're delicious, they're so briny, cucumbery, and let's add a little bit more love to it. Let's put some caviar, creme fraiche, and chive. So you get the extra salinity and brininess of the caviar and a little pop in your mouth with the creaminess of the creme fraiche. I am just shucking the cushy oyster. So what you want to do is you want to get in here to get the abductor muscle and pop it. So the best way to do is just take your oyster knife in here, just in the little crevice there, and just twist and pop it. You don't want to force it, because if you do that, you'll end up risking puncturing your hand or your finger or your wrist or something like that. This was advice given to me long ago, and I still heed it. This oyster knife has been with me since 2008, actually. So, and I love it and use it. You can see it's a little beat up, dirty, and whatever, but it's not really dirty. It's just used. Normally, we'd put this on a bed of rock salt, but I don't have any, just to create just a stable environment for the oysters, so they can just stay and not move around. Traditionally, we want to make sure that the cup is facing to the guest, so that the oyster is easily consumed. Creme fraiche is similar to sour cream. Our recipe is sour cream, buttermilk, and then just some heavy cream, and then we let it sit out for 3 days, which I know is counterintuitive. Put a little bit of dollop on there because you don't want to overpower the oyster. Plus, the salinity from the caviar will add a nice touch to this as well. And then the brininess of the oyster, along with the brininess of the caviar, will mix very well together, and they won't overpower each other, but they'll complement each other. And we have a great salmon program. Our farm salmon, it's ethically raised. It's raised by a First Nations tribe in Victoria, Canada. It's called Creative Kings, and the salmon is like second to none. It's the basis for what our food is here. It's what we all learn as growing up as Pacific Northwest is salmon. So I wanted to reflect that in that way. It's amazing. When I first learned how to cook salmon, I was in Jackson, Wyoming, and I've never had fish with the skin on. I was always taught you take the skin off. And then my chef there, who is a great mentor and teacher to me, said, leave this skin on. And I didn't understand why, but then I tasted it. It adds a whole nother level. Okay, pan is nice and hot. Let's turn down the heat a little bit. Get the oil around. Let it come to smoke point, which it is smoking. Skin side down. So what I do is just press it in there. You want to be able to shake the fish around with the skin on, or even if the skin is off. You want to make sure there's enough oil where it can slide. You do not want to have it deep frying, so you're making fried fish. Turning the crisp up, we'll put it back in. We'll just let it go for a couple more minutes to get that nice crispiness on it. So I'm going to put the salad down on the bottom, just so it doesn't cool down the fish so much. Or we'll just leave it off to the side and we'll just plate it like that. We'll just throw a little chive baton like that. In the past dinners we have done, we have pushed the envelope how long we want to dry age. We've done a 60-day, we've done a 90-day, and I said, you know what, let's push it even further. Let's go to 120-day. And one of my favorite cuts is a ribeye. Royal Ranch, we discovered them kind of by accident. They are local to Washington. They're out of Royal City, Washington in Eastern Washington. They have an amazing program, a beef program. They have amazing animal husbandry. They utilize all of their beef. And I'm like, what would be great? Especially when you go to a steakhouse, one of the classic sides is cream spinach. Well, let's be a little healthier. Let's do cream kale. When you taste this, you will like it if you don't like it. Let this start sweating down a little bit. Put that down so it doesn't burn. What we're doing is just trying to get no color on it, just so it's clear. Translucent, as you'll hear the word used a lot. Just because if it goes any further, it's just gonna take the flavor profile is not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for it to take the edge off of this and just to blend in with the mushrooms, and then also too with the sauce as well. So I'm gonna add these mushrooms into the mix and just gonna keep this going a little bit. But we're not looking for really any color, just taking the moisture out of the mushrooms itself, because we're gonna add more moisture with the demi to create the bordelaise. And we'll add a little butter in there as well too. And also too, you wanna make sure you watch how much oil you are using, because you don't wanna over oil where it's so greasy in the pan. So I have my demi already cooked here with red wine already in it. So that is bordelaise. Roughly, it's almost there. You wanna season generously, and you don't wanna season your steak or any protein down like this. That, or that. You can see the difference there, right there. It's like, it's all just gonna be one spot. As you can see right here, it's nicely coated. You just sprinkle it around, rotate it around. It's like rain falling, right? Alright, so we're just gonna place it there. I'm gonna score the foie gras. And by doing this, it allows the fat to render out. This is just but one big chunk of fat, literally. As you can see, it's starting to melt already. That's how hot the pan is, and that's how much fat is in the actual liver itself. Get a nice sear on the one side, flip it over, and then pop it in the oven for a few minutes to finish off. So there's a nice color on there, as you can see, so we'll do that. I'm gonna check on the steak, which is just about there. Almost done, completed. We flipped it back over. We're just gonna let it rest on this edge here. 120-day dry-aged Royal Ranch ribeye with mushroom bordelaise and seared foie gras. That's a wrap for Behind the Menu. I'm Chef Christopher, and we'll see you next time.